in the process of having our weekly brunch at the Prawn Form buffet, and I will tell you what's on today's menu as soon as I explain how to get to the Prawn Form. That is the main entrance down there to the ICM Mall on the far end of this corridor. You walk in the main entrance, make a right, and walk down this long corridor, and at the back of the corridor, Merry Christmas, is the Prawn Form. Now, I will tell you that I did have a sampling of the items that are offered for the buffet today. So let's go over the rate. This is probably the best priced buffet for the money, for the bang for the buck, for the quality of food that you'll ever get in Bohol, for sure. So for an adult, it's $400. Kids rate are free, and then they have at the different age groups are $125 and $225. Kids below 4 feet, $125. Kids below 4 feet 6 inches, $225. So it's not by age, it's by the height of the children. So here we have it again. Now let's go over today's menu. Of course, they have their flagship rice. Then they have a fish and shrimp lumpia, fried, called Shanghai Asian in an Asian sauce. It is actually quite crispy, and actually you can taste the shrimp and the fish. It's an excellent lumpia. If you're going to ask me, I would tell you it's one of the best that I've ever had at a buffet. Then you have the shrimp, flagship shrimp in ginger and butter. They have that every week, the shrimp, and they're quite large, and I'm going to show those to you in a minute. Pork curry is excellent. And then this chicken entrance. Now I want to thank the person that called up the buffet this week and told them that I make a blog in the buffet. Because of that, I got to meet the executive manager of the buffet itself, and a very lovely lady, and I sat down for 45 minutes this morning, and eventually she subscribed to my channel, and we worked all of that out, so thank you. Also being recommended through the staff, and we wish to thank you for the extra subscribers that I received today due to the phone call to the managerial staff of the buffet. So let's go over here. Hey, mein Buntag. Ah, there's my girl. That's Quick Draw. Quick Draw. Quick Draw. Show them how you can take the tip and slide it into your back pocket like Billy the Kid with a gun, but in reverse. In reverse. Quick Draw. Salamat. See, she did it twice, and you didn't even see her move a hand. She's quick, baby. What is your name, amiga?
Ronnie.
What?
Ronnie.
Ronnie?
Yes.
And your name, amiga?
Emma.
What is it?
Emma.
Jama. Jama, the Quick Draw. Quick Draw. All sorted out. We got that all sorted out. So may I please, now say your name. Polly Hook, I cannot hear you.
What?
Say your name, Polly Hook. What?
Ronnie.
Say it louder.
Ronnie.
Prawny, P-R-A-W-N-Y? Yeah? Okay, Prawny, may I please have Lima Lumpia? Now, Scott Del Fuego is going to kill me, but I wish to have one spoon of the buttered vegetables. This is the fish and shrimp lumpia. It is delicious. Now for that, opat, which means four, okay?
One.
And this is the butter, shrimp and ginger butter. And for this, the pork curry, that was excellent. Doha. Doha means two. And then for the pork curry and for the chicken estofado, doha. Okay. And then I would like the salad, please.
Gina, salad.
Yes, please. The iceberg lettuce. Oh yeah, baby. Where did Quick Draw go? Pallyhook. You will be the one? She's gonna carry that over there for me. Pallyhook, thank you. Thank you, amiga. Okay, now let's go get some cucumber juice. I gotta put my mask on. That's, you know, if you went to a regular restaurant, this much food alone would cost 400 pesos. But here, the buffet is from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And this is not a carnivore-friendly plate, but the pork curry and the chicken estofada is carnivore-friendly, as are the shrimp. But I wanted to taste those two things. The salad, of course, is not carnivore-friendly, but you don't have to have the salad. You can just have shrimp, curry, pork curry, and chicken estofada. So let's go over here and get some cucumber juice. Hey, Brad. Hello, good morning, Brad. May I please have cucumber juice? How you doing today, Brad?
I'm good. How are you, sir?
I have some electronics I want you to plug in for me today, okay?
Okay, sure.
You know the man, he said, did it make a lot of noise, the man said, when it blew up? I said, yeah, it made big noise, remember?
Yeah.
Big. I gave Brad a charging unit to put in to charge from my phone, and it blew up. The damn thing shot straight across the restaurant. Made quite the noise. Yeah, so before I had breakfast today, I got to meet the managerial staff of the Prawn Form, and we sat down at this table right here, and we conversated. And I shared my channel with the managerial staff, and I showed them the kind of videos that I have on my channel about the men who are working in Cebu on the fence job, for instance, and also a couple of the construction job videos that I have, and they had already watched. They had already reviewed my channel, apparently quite intensely, and they actually like my channel, so they subscribe. So, of course, I will make a follow-up video as to why I met the managerial staff, but basically they came over to introduce themselves to me and to thank me for making the videos about the Prawn Form. And that was quite nice. I won't give you their names because it's really not important, but here I am, November 12th, in the project with the hotel, and they actually enjoy somebody that's blogging about the Philippines. That was really nice. So, we also had a few of the staff members say how much they enjoyed my company and how much that I bring laughter to the show with that lovely young lady named Jama, the one who I said can put the money in her hand as a tip and slide it in her back pocket and you can't even see her hand move. That girl is faster than Jesse James. Of course, that's all in fun. And now, when all I do is go like that and slide my hand into my back pocket, and whoever is watching of the staff here in the restaurant, hey Jack, whoever's watching for the staff, they laugh, and they'll all be laughing while I'm doing that. Like they know when I walk over to see Jama, I'm gonna make Jama laugh, which is pretty cool. So Jack, I did try to call you this morning. Jack, is there something wrong with your phone? Because I've been calling for like 3 days. I'm leaving messages. Are you getting my messages? Just a yes or a no. Because you know I don't want to get into I don't want to write a book. Are you getting my messages? Yes or no. Then you don't have to write a book either. So what I did this morning before I got to the Prawn Form, see, this works out well for me. I have to go to the city once a week for meat. No, I don't need meat. Today I need meat. I only need meat about every 3 weeks. So today, Michael, the butcher, is on duty in the supermarket, and I ordered 3 pieces of lean pork, about 3 or 3.5 kilos each, because that's about as big as they get, 3.5, 4 kilos. So I ordered between 9 and 11 kilos of pork. Then I will also get, now that'll be ready for me. They didn't have fresh pork right now. It's all been chopped up and frozen. But if you get there in the morning and you talk to the butcher and you want to get those big chunks of unfrozen, freshly cut pork that has just been slaughtered today, you can put an order in the morning, and the butcher will put your order in a plastic box, and well, he'll know which one is which, but for my order would be 9 to 11 kilos. He'll probably put an extra chunk in there in case I want to get 12 kilos. But today I'm going to also take 3 kilos of chicken livers. I'm going to diversify my carnivore diet a little bit. I'm going to have, because all I'm eating basically now for 120 days on the carnivore diet. Mein Buntag, Ray Vincent. Polly Hope, great. You always say hello. Say hello.
Hello.
With the mask. Off the mask. Okay, Ray, look what I have over here. You will give this to the staff?
It's okay. Yes, sir.
You will be the one? Okay, here. Take this syringe and go give that out, okay? I want this rubber band though. Grab that. Okay. No, take all.
Take all, sir.
Yeah, all. Okay, everybody gets duha. Okay? Not you, or Pat, or Lima, or Napolo. Just everybody gets a pot. The duha, okay?
Stop, sir.
The duha. There's 52 there. 26 people in the restaurant. You give. Okay?
The stop, sir.
Everybody. In the kitchen too. Okay, so that's his job. I designate Ray Vincent to hand out the candy. Jack, did you answer my question? Mickey Mason. Yeah. It's a good deal, Mickey Mason. This is actually, come on, for 400 pesos, let's start off with Mickey Mason's comment. First of all, Mickey Mason is mechanical. He gave me heads up and hints and how to on my fixing my steel street saw, which is a big plus. So did Concerned Expat and one other blogger. So thank you for that. So this is such a great deal. So I get here at 8 o'clock. I go to the market and I buy my cucumbers for 30 pesos a kilo. Then by that time I come to the supermarket and I make my meat order. Now I also have a list of what I'm going to buy. So I have to come to the city anyway. So the Prawn Farm, the meal at the Prawn Farm is a big plus. So here's my list. Switch the batteries. I have to switch batteries in something. I have to do a roof repair. I have to move some glass around on my property. Take some clothes from one place in one cargo container, put them in another. I bought 7 kilos of clothes soap that I have to put in 1 gallon jugs. And I have to spray under the house. I have a dog living underneath there. And I really don't want a dog living underneath there. So I'm going to spray, probably, not spray, but I'll probably put mothballs under the house. And then, so I needed mothballs. I needed the 9 kilos of meat, and I'm going to get chicken livers. So that, I made my list. So by now, I have a huge bag, two big bags actually, of supplies, the clothes soap, the mothballs I have at the house, cucumbers. What else is downstairs? The meat will be ready when I come back at 3 o'clock, and that's it. Meat, soap, yep, and chicken liver. Okay, so that by 8:30, I'm getting my food order, except for the meat. The meat's not going to be ready until after 1 o'clock. So I'll have my Prawn Form brunch, and then at 1:30, I will get ready to leave here, and I have a 2 o'clock dentist appointment. I confirmed my dentist appointment this morning. I walked by the office at 9 o'clock. I paid my electric bill. I went and looked for, I wanted a Gorilla Glass. The Gorilla Glass for the Samsung Galaxy. Mine, well, it didn't break like this, but mine broke. And then it hit the ground so hard, it popped this off, and then I stepped on it. I didn't know that it had popped off, and I walked over it a few times. So this Gorilla Glass is $16, but no one has one. So I'm going to have to go to the Galaras Mall, which is across the street from BQ. They have a store in there. Samsung doesn't have this Gorilla Glass, and maybe 8 other cell phone sales people on the upper floor don't have the Gorilla Glass. Nobody has the Gorilla Glass anywhere on the street in Tagbilaran City. Nobody in BQ Mall has the Gorilla Glass. Samsung store doesn't have the Gorilla Glass, either store. However, there's a store in the Galaras Mall that sells cell phone covers and Gorilla Glass. They have the Gorilla Glass apparently well, they have the Samsung Gorilla Glass. That's the only one I need. And it's $16 for that piece of glass. But that piece of Gorilla Glass saved my screen from breaking. So I'm just letting you know that there is a store in the Galaris Mall on the top floor, right across the street, right across from the elevator. You walk out of the elevator and you just walk straight ahead, and about 20 feet, and you're going to see the store. It's right over to your left. Just walk out of the elevator, and just walk 20 feet and look over to the left. That's where the store, and they have they have Samsung, so that's all I know. So that's where I'll probably have to head out to after I go to the dentist. Now today's haul is going to be 15 kilos of meat. That's my meat day. 15 kilos of meat, 7 kilos of clothes soap, 3 kilos of cucumbers. So we're up to 25 kilos of products, plus some miscellaneous stuff. So today I'll take a jeepney home for $5. And I'll just put all that stuff in not a jeepney, a tricycle. So I have to come once a week, so I schedule everything that I'm going to do for the same day. Today was also a big bonus. I got to meet the managerial staff of the Prawn Form. And they love my videos. Somebody notified them that I make videos from the Prawn Farm this week. Thanks for that. And apparently corporate watched my videos and liked. They came over to thank me for making videos about the Prawn Farm. And I said, my pleasure. It works out good for everybody. So I sat down with the managerial staff for 45 minutes. We had a lovely conversation. I got a bunch of new subscribers from the Prawn Farm itself. Today was a win-win. Now I'm going to check the comments. Flying Circus. How you doing, buddy? Thank you for stopping by. Now, Flying Circus, I just want to tell you, I watch every one of your videos. Except that guy, that one guy. That guy just turns me off. That's the only one. What he does, the way he does it, that's the one guy on YouTube. I can watch crazy videos. That one guy, I just can't watch him. But other than that, I still watch it, and I still give you a thumbs up. But I don't watch the video. As soon as I see that guy, thumbs up and out of here. I'm gone. I won't watch that guy. Paradoxical Q. Michael FAZIO worked it all out. Oh, yeah, baby. It worked out well. It worked out well. I got several new subscribers, and corporate came over to personally thank me for making videos in their restaurant. I won't give you the names or anything like that. Maybe one day this week I'll make an updated version of what happened this morning, but not on this vlog. Oh. Andrew? Yeah, Andrew. See, now my friends, they all know what was going to happen this week. They all know why I got to meet corporate. And that worked out well. Thanks a lot. You got me a bunch of subscribers and a bunch of views. Because I share my private information, part of my private life with my friends. And Andrew, Jack, Dennis Adam, Scott Del Fuego, John Escape, and several others are my friends. And I don't hold anything back from my friends. And So we all had a laugh this week because I knew nothing but good things were going to come out of the phone call that was made for me. But you also have to understand that this week I'll make a follow-up video and I will describe to you exactly what happened, to whom, and who subscribed, who loves my videos, and who is now watching other people's channels as well. A lot of people got subscriptions to their channel because of that phone call. A lot of people. It was a good thing. You brought many, many subscribers to the YouTube community, the Philippines blogging genre YouTube community. Philippines blogging community. You brought many subscribers, made them aware of many, many channels and many, many styles of video. I'm not sure you had all of that intended, but you have increased the Philippines blogging genre video watches. You got that all done?
Yes, sir.
Did you have, wait, Kapalio, did you have enough?
Yes, sir.
The exact amount? Did you have any left over?
Yes, sir. Oh, sir.
You had? For you, then. Yeah, you take those. Okay, thank you, Ray. They said there was 26 staff, so I gave them 52. Listen, the 52 pieces of candy, like canned jelly rolls, it's not much monetarily wise to each person, but it's like a treat. And of course, then I give them their normal, the tip, 35% of the bill for a tip. And actually, corporate knows about that as well. Apparently, corporate went through my Prawn Form videos looking for a possible discrepancy, and there were none. Talk about. Thank you very much. Number 5 like Sammy PH. Thank you, Sammy. I'm a promotional man. EJ Boy, thank you. The food here is delicious. Look, I started saying this before. Sammy PH. I started saying this before. There's a long corridor that's where the entrance, the front entrance to the ICM is. On the left side is one food court, but on the right side are many food courts. So the first one, let me just give you an idea of what a deal this is, the Prawn Form. Let me give you an idea how beneficial a 400 peso buffet is as opposed to buying a meal somewhere. The first store on the right, coming down the corridor, is a Dunkin Donuts. One donut. One. Nowhere near as big as the donuts we had when we were kids. One donut. They're not that big. I've never bought one in the Philippines, but one donut about that big, and they're only like 7/8 of an inch round, is 42 pesos. That's 84 cents. So 5 of those donuts would be 420 pesos. So for 5 donuts this big, you will pay 420 pesos. Or 3 donuts and a coffee, or about 450 pesos. So you get 3 donuts and a coffee, or you get a buffet for 4 hours with shrimp, pork, and chicken, and chicken curry, pork, chicken estofado, pork curry, unlimited shrimp, unlimited salad, unlimited iced tea, unlimited cucumber juice. Come on. How do you compare 3 donuts and a coffee to a meal like that? The next store down is my friend Frank. Frank owns a pizzeria. He's an Italian man from New York, actually. I think it's Boston. And he's the owner of the pizzeria. He's owned it since before I got to the Philippines. And he sells pizzas for about $8. And you can have a pizza, New York, New England style pizza for about $8. But that's just one part. And then drinks are extra. So you'll maybe spend $10 or $9 with a soda. Okay? The next store after that, there's a Bose Coffee. Bose Coffee, you're going to spend $8 for an egg and cheese with ham and a coffee, or maybe $7. Granted, the ingredients are very high quality in Bose Coffee, but it's still $7 or $8 for just one small breakfast meal. For me, that would not be enough. And then there is another store called the Bee Farm, but they have excellent food. And they also have bee products like honey and stuff like that. And you're going to pay for that. You're going to pay $89 for a nice quality hamburger, but just one hamburger. So when you compare that to unlimited shrimp, unlimited pork, unlimited chicken, fish fillet, unlimited salad, iceberg lettuce, unlimited shrimp. Shrimps are very expensive. They're 400 pesos, 450 pesos plus per kilo. You're getting a deal here. And if you're on the carnivore diet like me, which I throw out the window when I come here, 1 day a week, I throw the carnivore diet out the window. And by that I mean, I have, if there's fish fillet with breadcrumbs on it, I have that. Salad, that I just had a big salad. Salad is not part of a carnivore diet, but it also is 0 calories and 0 carbs. Except for the Russian dressing. So, Scott Del Fuego, cover your eyes, Scott. Cover your eyes. Don't look at the Russian dressing. Don't look at the Russian dressing. It has calories in it. Don't look at the Russian dressing. It has calories in it. The great Scott Del Fuego. Am I going to get chewed out for having the Russian dressing? Such is life. Now, then you have these shrimp, unlimited, and they're good shrimp. Unlimited for $8. It's a deal. It's such a deal. Whole Sol. Such a deal. Remember, well, anybody that grew up in New York. Wapu. Anybody that grew up. Saul, Abraham, all the Jewish vendors that used to be in New York City. Saul, such a deal. Abraham, give him a bagel with a schmear. And, but it's such a deal. Come on, unlimited shrimp. I love shrimp. I don't take the time to take the skin off the shrimp. There's a lot of reasons. See those little feet now? If you look at these shrimp up close. Let me get a good one. Yeah. Let me show you why I eat the whole shrimp, the body and everything. You see the legs of the shrimp, and do you see the head of the shrimp? And now you see the feet. You know why I eat the whole shrimp? Because when the legs and the head, and on the front of has like a point over here. It's like a spear on the front of the shrimp. When you eat that, you got to eat it head first, like a fish. When you eat it like that, the legs and the head, they go through your intestines, and it's like a scrub brush. It cleans the plaque off the inside of your intestines. Yeah, no bakakun. Tali bakakun. Watch. I can feel it going down into my esophagus right now. It's cleaning. I mean, into my food pipe. It's cleaning the pipe. I can feel it scraping the plaque off the tunnel to the stomach. Even when the head and the legs go past the little flapper valve, you can feel it. It goes like that. The legs come alive, like Crampton. Yeah. That's why I eat the head and the legs, because it cleans, and then when it hits the stomach walls, it cleans the stomach, and then when it goes through the intestines, it cleans your intestines. No bakakun, no lie. Oh, my favorite, mushrooms. That's another thing. The mushrooms here are delicious. And it's all fresh vegetables. And these are the shrimp and fish lumpia. They're delicious. I don't know. They don't need soy sauce. Everything that they cook here, I've never had to put an added spice, and they don't use MSG, and I would know that because my feet would swell up. From MSG, my ankles swell up about like that. And if this food had MSG in it, which it does not have MSG in it, within an hour, my ankles would go from about 12.5 inches to 13.75 inches. So from like that to like that. And then I would not be able to fit my shoes on my feet. And by the way, the swelling in my feet has gone down. Since I'm on the carnivore diet, rarely do my feet swell up. Here, I'll show you. If this had MSG in it, if it had MSG in the food, the space that you saw on the side of the sneaker, that would be gone. There'd be no space, and even the slightest amount of MSG, my feet would have swelled up to where it would be uncomfortable to have my feet in the sneakers. So they don't use MSG, and they don't use a lot of salt. They don't use soy sauce, which has basically the main ingredient of soy sauce is MSG. It's a flavor enhancer. MSG is in everything in the Philippines, but here, no, they don't. I don't think they use it. Wapo. All right, I'm gonna go get a. I'll be back in a minute. First, before I leave, I want to do a little bit more. I want to just make sure I get enough legs in there to clean while I'm walking around. When you're walking around, the legs and the head, they work extra. They work overtime. So let's take this head first. Gotta eat it head first, like a fish. Mmm. 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 These shrimp are delicious. So, digressing back, you're going to spend for 5 donuts more money than the buffet costs, and they have products here like a donut. It's like a. I'll go get one. I'll show it to you. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I didn't get one because Jama's going to bring me over a face mask. Apparently, the handkerchief is okay in the supermarket or on the jeepney, but apparently, Jama wants to give me a face mask. So, Jama, is it required, a face mask?
Yes.
Mandatory, really? Oh, sorry. Thank you. I didn't know that. Otherwise, I would have brought my face mask. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is much better anyway. Oh, yeah. All right, so let me read the comments. I'll read this on right now. I'm gonna go get cake in a minute, but they do have like a kind of cake here. Probably better than a donut, that's for sure. Yeah, this place is spotless clean. The food is delicious. We support the Prawn Form. Cause and effect. Hey, Mike, chat. I saw you make a comment yesterday. Complimentary comment, thank you. John Boone. John Boone, I sent you a message on Skype 2 days ago. You gotta tell me what time it is in Holland again. I guess I could look it up. But I wanted to just say hello. Nothing important. No, the Prawn Form doesn't have to give me free meals. They give me a break during the week. I sit down here. What you don't know what I do is I bring this week's bills. Whatever my bills were, and my debit from my debit card, the papers, and I write it down in ink on each bill. Not for anything, but the ink on the receipts you get in the Philippines lasts 24 hours to 2 weeks, and then it's just a piece of white paper, and that includes your ATM withdrawals. That includes any bills anywhere, supermarket bills, ATM withdrawals, hardware store purchases. The ink on the receipt lasts as short as 24 hours, or just to 2 weeks. So like if I open up, I have a stack of bills like this much since January. If you would, each one you're going to see in ink what I paid, only just for my own records. You can't declare it in taxes, but you might see 1 out of every 20 bills. The ink didn't disappear, and that's not a bank. My bank statements, my receipts from my ATM, they disappear in 24 hours, 48 hours, they're gone. They're white pieces of paper. But those pieces, I know how big they are, and I know what they are. They're all 10,000 peso withdrawals. Oh yeah. LaRue. Hey LaRue, thank you for stopping by. Ah, Jack, so you're not getting the messages. Thank you, LaRue. Jack and LaRue, our best friends on here. Jack loves LaRue and LaRue loves Jack. How often do I get a thank you for my videos? Well, if the people I make the videos about see them, they always thank me. Everybody. When I go past those guys that were building the fence 2 weeks ago, I know darn well they're going to thank me because I put their screenshot as the thumbnail and I gave them my channel name. So somebody that works for that company is gonna say hello for sure. At the Prawn Form, the workers, they watch my videos of the Prawn Form because I try to feature them in the videos, and they got free Wi-Fi here. But corporate, when they came over this morning to say hello to me, they started off the conversation with, "We wish to thank you for making so many nice videos about the Prawn Form." And I said, "You're welcome." And the conversation progressed from there. And at the end of the conversation, they said, "By all means, continue, carry on, Mr. FAZIO." They didn't say Mr. FAZIO. As they said, carry on, Michael. We appreciate you making videos for the Prawn Form. So they thanked me. They didn't have to do that. The neighbors, like I have a video coming up with my landlord making a broom. But they won't see that though. None of them have Wi-Fi or YouTube. They don't watch YouTube. I live in a fishing village, man. People here, it's a poor fishing village that I live in. On my whole block, unless it's a foreigner and a Filipino wife, I would say that, to be honest, the county commissioner, who's a friend of mine, by the way, he has Wi-Fi, and he's Filipino. I would say he's the only Filipino on the block with Wi-Fi, and he's the commissioner of the hall. So they can't see my videos. They know about the videos, but most of the people on my block have never watched one of my videos. They don't have Wi-Fi. They don't have money for a load. And now, for a year and a half now, nobody has extra money for a load. Occasionally, I'll take the phone out and share with one of them if they want to see, like my landlord that made the silhig, the woman, Nanai, that I always talk about. She's 75. And her and I have been best friends for 7.5 years. However, she was making the silhig, and I have 2 videos. One with her face in it, for my personal viewing pleasure, to remember Nanai, and one she's making a silhig or a broom without her face in it. Oh. Dropped it. Okay. Drop some money. So one with her face in it and one without her face in it. She does not want to have her face per se in the video. She doesn't mind being in the video, but that day she didn't have makeup on, so she did not want to be in the video. So both of those videos will never be shown on YouTube, but they'll be shown on my Patreon page. No, one will be shown on my Patreon page. But also there's another reason. I didn't believe it, but this, I keep saying it's a fishing village, because that's what it is, okay? Now, it's also a very religious Christian belief place where I live. All of the community is Christian. There isn't another type of religion except Christian. Never did I meet anybody outside the Christian faith. But in addition to that, they have a belief that if you take a picture of them, you steal their soul. And Nanai believes that if I'm making a video of her and she knows I'm making the video of her, on some days, she will not want me to make a video of her face because she's afraid that her soul will be stolen, which is why you don't see video of Nanai. To go one step further, the tree, a beautiful tree that provides shade over my house, is about 42 inches in diameter, about 80 feet tall. That tree was planted, Nanai's 75. That tree was planted by her father. So that tree is 100 and plus years old. I don't know. I know it was planted by her father. So the tree needs to be trimmed. Yet, there's a whole branch about 12 inches, an offshoot. It's dead. It's dead. And for 4 or 5 years, it just gets drier and more dead. And eventually the wood rots and branches fall off of the tree. The tree, we're talking about an offshoot about 13 inches in diameter and 60 feet long, or 45 feet long, 50 feet long. Well, last year and a half ago, a branch fell that was 12 feet long and weighed 80 pounds. And it fell on the roof next door to my house, which is owned by Nanai, a little pirogue, and it destroyed the roof. So I said to Nanai, I'll get a truck and I'll come and trim the tree. I'll get a boom truck. Oh, no. No. I said, Nanai, if that branch would have fell on you or the children, it would kill you. No, don't trim the tree. Would not allow me to trim the tree because the soul, part of the tree, has the possession of her father's soul in the tree. Not allowed to trim the tree. That's the truth. We're talking voodoo here, my friends. We're talking voodoo. So, I don't look underneath that part of the tree anymore. So that branch was 12 feet long, and it was 4.5 inches in diameter on one end, and it went down to next to nothing on the other end, and weighed 80 pounds. I could just barely pick it up. I chopped it up with the chainsaw and gave it to Nanai for firewood, but that was a wake-up call. Now, it's dangerous, but they don't trim the tree, baby. We're talking voodoo. We're talking, people that still have a belief that the soul of the father is in the tree, and that might be the part of the tree that I cut down. So I don't touch the tree. I could trim off the light-duty branches, 1-inch branches, but don't touch the tree. Yeah, the Bee Farm has really good ice cream. Really expensive, too. Come on. It's the most expensive ice cream I ever had in the Philippines. It's delicious, though. No, the Bee Farm has the best ice cream you're going to get in Bohol. Only a real man eats the whole shrimp. I'm going to get some more real shrimp. I'm going to get another plate. I'll be back. I can feel the cleaning. I feel them. They're working their way down into all the way down there. They're going down, down, down. All right, I'll be right back. Yeah, the cucumber tea is delicious, Flywoods. Okay. You want to see the buffet selection? Okay. I'll do it now. $11.51. Okay, I'll show you the buffet selection now. Let's go. Amiga, what kind of soup do we have? Fish head soup? Oh, I'm not sure about fish head soup. Main buntag. That, my friends, is fish head soup, baby. I know Flying Circus likes that because he made fried fish heads last week. And then we have rice, fish and shrimp lumpia, buttered vegetables, shrimp and ginger and butter sauce, pork curry, and chicken okay, amiga palihog. I will have a doha lumpia doha. No, the big plate. Palihog. Doha. Okay. And then opat shrimp palihog opat. And then doha. And then Tolu. 3. Tolu. Thank you, amiga. And then over here, no, I will come back. I will balik. Yeah. Okay. All right. If you want to make it now, I have iceberg lettuce, corn, cucumber. No. 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 Yeah. With Russian dressing, and then you know what? Let me have 2 of those. They're hot. Put it on the same plate. Salamat. Can you bring that to my table? No. Yeah. To the table, please. And then that is pineapple, watermelon, iced tea, and cucumber juice. Cucumber tea. Salamat. Thank you, Sudha. Okay, there you have the buffet. The first thing, as soon as I saw that fish head soup, I said, that's Flying Circus is going to be all over that. Too big. I have too big right here. I bring my own. I brought 2 bottles of my own water. Chicken heads too. Oh yeah, I just can't wait. That was one of the few things that I'm still waiting for. Chicken head soup. Coming from New York, that sounds better than a brisket or a pastrami on rye with mustard. Or corned beef on rye with mustard. Oh, chicken head soup sounds way better than a pastrami on rye. Or chicken head soup sounds better than a bagel with a schmear for sure, yeah? Oh, yeah. Hey, you know what? I went back to New York in 2019. I couldn't believe the price of bagels. You know that they have bagels? Now, we have real bagels in New York. I've tasted a product called New York Bagels in Davao City. I don't know why they call them New York Bagels. They don't taste like a bagel. It looks like a bagel. It looks like a New York bagel, but it has no taste at all. And I don't remember what the price was. I think they were $1 for a small bagel in Davao City. Could have been 2000. It was not Davao. It was in fact Cebu. In probably at the J Mall or the mall with the guitar in it. I'm not sure which mall it was. So I bought one to try it, and it looked like a New York bagel. It actually even smelled like a New York bagel because, you know, it was a bagel frying in oil. So I said I want one with garlic, you know, garlic chips on it. There might have been 12 garlic chips on this bagel. Whatever they were cooking, they couldn't get the garlic chips to stick to the bagel. When they made the bagel, that's when you put the garlic chips on it. Then they fried it up, and it was hot, and they gave it to me. And the outside, it wasn't crispy, it was like rubber. And the inside was doughy. And it was $1 for a little teeny bagel, and it didn't taste like a bagel. But my point is, when I went back to New York in 2019, I went into a bagel shop, the same bagel shop that's been there since I was a kid. And there were bagels, surprised me. There were bagels, they were big though. They were probably this big around and that thick. They were $3 for a bagel. $3 for a bagel, for one bagel. But what really surprised me was I went to the mall And I wanted to try all the foods that I used to like in New York. You know, when I was working on construction, you'd stop at White Castle. I think I ate McDonald's by choice 10 times in my life. I don't like McDonald's. But I wanted to taste the White Castle. That was not good. The White Castle hamburgers that they make now, they call them White Castle, they look like White Castle, it smells like White Castle, but it doesn't taste like White Castle. Anyway, they were $1 a piece for a White Castle, no cheese, $1. Cheese was $1.29. But I bought one of each. I would never buy them again. But in the mall, they had pretzels. They were about this big. You know, like a football or a baseball stadium pretzel. They were $4.50, and they were only about that thick. It wasn't like they were big and fat like that. It was about 3/4 of an inch, shaped like a pretzel. For $4, it's either $4.50 or $4.75. I didn't buy one of those. I couldn't believe the price, how prices went up. $4.75 for a bagel. I mean, for a pretzel. Not a big pretzel either. It was big. This way it was big, but the bone of the pretzel was only about 3/4 of an inch. No, I passed on that.
Okay lang ako. Punta sila Grace sa bahay. Hindi kita kalaw siya. Hindi siya kalaw. Okay ka lang. Kumusta? Hindi ko na mabigat sa plan sa
Yep. Flying Checkers, I just can't wait. I can't wait. I just can't wait till they... Now the fish head soup, I've eaten fish head soup before. I don't remember it being bad, so I guess I liked it. But not here, though. I didn't try their fish head soup here. But I've eaten fish head soup. The one thing I don't like, that they don't have here anyway, I don't like chicken feet. To me, they're too rubbery. I just don't like them. There's no real flavor. I only had them in a sauce, like they were not fried. They were like cooked in like a mayonnaise, a white mayonnaise sauce. I just didn't like the taste of chicken feet. Although a lot of people do. Tell us, Flying Circus, do you like chicken feet? And I had those chicken feet in the Golden Prince Hotel, which has some of the best chefs in the world. So the way the chicken feet were cooked was traditional Filipino style, properly seasoned. I just didn't like the taste. Yeah, that's true. LaRue says, I love shrimps, fresh lupia, and a serve of one of those dishes you ordered, host my friend. I also put on my plate slices of watermelon and slices of pineapple. Well, as you can see, I'm on a diet. So, Scott Del Fuego, the great Scott Del Fuego, he might let me get away with the Russian dressing. And he might let me get away with the skin on the lumpia, but he is not going to allow me to eat watermelon or pineapple. And because actually that would interfere with my carnivore diet. Carnivore diet. Now, I want to talk about the carnivore diet for a minute or two. Yesterday, in my yard, my Shopee order came, if you remember. But before my Shopee order came, my sneakers, my ex-landlord, the lady who owns the Stanley House, she stopped by to say hello. She is on the carnivore diet, going on about, if I'm on it 120 days, she's on it 200 plus days. She went from being an attractive, slightly overweight woman to, when you look at her now, she has the body of an 18-year-old woman. There is no way you would ever confuse my landlord's body for a 50-year-old woman. There's just no way that's ever going to happen. But 200 days ago, she had the body of a 50-year-old woman, maybe 49. She lost so much weight in every part of her body. Her legs, her shoulders, her arms, her face. She lost it evenly. She looks like an 18-year-old girl. And her husband, he's 100% carnivore. He doesn't eat salads. He doesn't eat cucumbers. He lost so much weight. When I looked at him, the week I started the carnivore diet, well, I don't see that well without my glasses, but he was 75 feet away from me. And I said to myself, I guess Wayne has family visiting, because it didn't look like Wayne. That's what a difference 90 days of strict carnivore diet looks like. So when she stopped by yesterday, she went, Michael, you lost so much weight. She noticed it right away. Because the last time I saw her, I was trimming her, she has these beautiful bushes that make these gorgeous flowers, similar to a bougainvillea. A bougainvillea is kind of like a weed, a bougainvillea, but it also grows as a vine, and the vine turns into a stalk, and the stalk turns into a tree, and it has thorns on it like that long. So and it's a hard wood, so she doesn't possess a bow saw or a chainsaw, and it was overgrown. So I offered to cut it down for her. Not cut it down, but trim it. That might have been the last time we saw each other close up, and that was about 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago. That was about the same time I went to her party. There was a party there. And but in those 6 weeks, she definitely noticed that I lost a lot of weight. And I lightened up that tree. That tree. What a nasty tree it is to cut. the bougainvillea with the big thorns. In America, with my landscaping business, I love bougainvilleas. Oh God, I love them. Because what happens is they have thorns on them like that long. And they're razor sharp. So if the thorn scratches your arm like this, within about 2 minutes, you'll have a welt on your arm, thickness of a dime or a quarter thick, and 2 inches long. And it scratches, it burns. Those things are fantastic for business. And most customers, you got to remember, most of my customers they're not working people. They're retired from office jobs or they sold insurance. They're not going out and cutting down a bougainvillea by hand. So, big money to trim a bougainvillea because nobody wants to do it. They can't get rid of the thorns. You gotta. It's just a pain in the neck. So if you don't have the right tools, if you don't have a chainsaw and you start going in there with loppers, man, you gotta lop a bougainvillea every 2 or 3 inches, so that when it falls down to the ground, you could somehow grab it, put it in a bag or a garbage pail. Because if it falls in big pieces, you can't push it down with your hand or your foot. So, people, the people in the Florida Keys that do landscaping, they throw stupid prices, some price that is so far beyond the imagination to do something. Because, like I said, bougainvillea is a weed. Now that tree that my ex-landlord had on her house on her hotel that I trimmed it all up, I trimmed it up into 2 or 3 or 4 inch pieces so that it'd be easy to get rid of. But in America, to do that little trim job that I did for her, which took about 35 or 40 minutes, I could probably get $200 for that. Here they would never pay you that here in the Philippines, and I didn't want money from her, but that would be a $200 job. And nobody wants to touch those damn things. I did bougainvillea jobs are memorable because of the stupid prices. So one day I roll up on a job and I'm doing the job and I'm looking at the front of the neighbor's house across the street from where I'm working. And the neighbor had a wall, a concrete wall. The street was where the street is, and then there was a 12-foot easement from the street to the wall, and the wall was a standard 6-foot high block wall. But the bougainvillea, and property was about 80 feet wide, and the first 20 feet was a driveway, and then there was 60 feet of bougainvillea. And the bougainvillea was, I don't know, 40 or 50 years old. So it was like that thick. And they kept trimming it back and trimming it back and trimming it back until the underlying tree was this thick with thorns like that. It was high and it was thick. It was really thick. Like, it wasn't fluffy, it was just like solid wood. And I had the backhoe there on the job. And the neighbor walked up to me and said, Will you trim my bougainvillea? So I walked across the street and I looked at it and I said, yeah, I'll do that. How much do you want? What do you want done? Because I had, don't forget, I had a Stihl 290 chainsaw, and I had a home light. I forgot the model number of the home light, and I also had a small Stihl with a 24-inch blade. The 290 had a 32-inch blade, so I can trim it up without going near the tree. I'm gonna get beat up, but I also have the gloves. You don't even wear gloves. You wear welding gloves, welding chaps, and welding suede jacket. You know, the welding jacket. You don't wear clothes for that because you're going to be picking that stuff up. So the neighbor said, I want it all trimmed. I said, you want me to remove it? Yes, sir. All of it? Yes, sir. I said, dude, man, that's gonna cost you $3,000. When can you do it? I never threw such a stupid price out in my life. I never, ever did that. I thought it was 20% over, 30% over what it should have been costed. I was looking for him to chew me down. He said, when can you do it? When do you want it done? I want it done when you're done with so-and-so's job, you do my job. Now normally what would happen is somebody would go in there with a Bose saw or even a chainsaw and chop it up into 2 or 3 foot pieces. But what do you do with it? Monroe County Environmental Waste will not pick that up. They have a truck, they come around with a clamshell bucket on it and they charge you by the cubic yard. So first of all, by the cubic yard, 60 feet is 20 meters by 2 meters high. That's 120 cubic meters. And then by 3 meters wide, that's 360 cubic meters if you just grabbed it with the boom truck. I don't know what they charge you. I forgot what they charge you by the cubic meter, $10 a cubic meter. So that would have been $3,600 by the cubic meter for them to come in and rip it out with the boom truck. But they won't rip it out. They'll only just put it in. It has to be chopped up. So by volume, it was $3,600. So, but I have a backhoe. And I said to the guy, $3,000, figuring I'll go down to $2,500. And he says, okay, do it. So I wrote him up a contract and, I don't know, then I brought the machine right over there and I hit it with the extended backhoe, the extender hoe, and I reached in and that is not any resistance for a 90 horse track backhoe. And it all just ripped right out of the ground. And I said, geez, I better not let him see this. This is way easier. See, for me, it was an easy job because I have a $185,000 backhoe. But for somebody that was doing it with a chainsaw, they would be chopping that stuff up for a couple of days with 2 men. So I stopped. I put the backhoe in his backyard on his driveway. I finished the job I was doing with my Bobcat. It was a P-Rock job. And the next day, I called up Monroe County Solid Waste, Environmental Waste, and they said, no, we're not taking bougainvillea. That's the one tree they won't take. You're gonna have to get rid of it someplace else. So I hired a 12-yard truck for $150 because it's only an hour to the dump. And I went in there with the backhoe and I ripped it all up, and then I put the backhoe bucket down on top of it and then cut it like 1,000 times with my Still 290 chainsaw. I just kept picking the bucket up and crushing it down and cutting it. And eventually it all went into 8 or 10 inch pieces. It took all day. And then the following day, I picked it up with the backhoe loader bucket, put it in the truck. And then as I put it in the truck, I crushed it down with the backhoe, with the arm on the stick of the backhoe. And I got it all to fit into a 12-yard truck because I chopped it up into little pieces. And then it wasn't like a spring. I made $3,000 for about 7 hours work. From that day on, if even I saw bougainvillea, I would knock on the person's door and say, "Do you want those trees trimmed?" I became the bougainvillea expert overnight. Man, that was a great job. No chicken feet, says Flying Circus. No to chicken feet. Mickey Mason. You can have my portion of chicken feet. Flying Circus, I have special chaps. Yeah, I don't want to hear about those. So does the guy who makes things on the stove. He has special chaps too. I saw your special chaps video, actually, Flying Circus. That was the one. The guy has the black chaps on. I can't describe it. This video is rated PT. Anyway, I saw that video. You have some strange ass videos on your channel. Let me tell you something. I've been on YouTube for 12 years now. I never ran across videos like you have on your channel. No matter where I ever went on YouTube, I have never seen some of the stuff that you have on your channel. In other words, like one video on YouTube will lead you to another video, which will lead you to another video, and then, on the sidebar. But I have never run across anything like the stuff you have on your channel. Never. I don't, nothing that ever even brought you into that. I swear to God, some of that stuff that you have on your channel, I don't know where it comes from. I don't know if that's regular YouTube or... That guy who makes the necklaces, I've never seen anything like that before. After he made those necklaces, how he has to put mixed baking soda in and dry it out and all that other shit. I think that was the last one of those videos I ever watched from that guy. That was one sick puppy. I'm not saying you are. I know you're just trying to expand people's horizons, but with all of my YouTube searching that I've done over the last 12 years, I've never seen anything like that. I guess you could call it, I don't know. I don't even want to know. Don't send me any links. My God. Yeah. I remember the one with the chaps now. The cowboy. That's a crazy video, dude. That I could watch that. I could have watched that to the end. I don't know. I don't know. I guess you could probably upload that under age restricted. If you wanted to, you could certainly post it on Odyssey. I watch the documentaries about the medicine that they're passing out nowadays on Odyssey. And on Odyssey, you could say anything you want. You could say anything you want. My Rabbi Drew Barker videos would go great on Odyssey, but I'm not going to spend the time to load them for 5 or 6 views. But there is one channel on Odyssey I'm subscribed to. Two channels. One is the Jericho Report, where he gives you an update on political stuff all over the world, and also volcanoes and weather. The Jericho Report, he can't put his stuff on YouTube anymore. He puts it on Odyssey. And then there's Bart Sabril, B-A-R-T, S-A-B-R-I-L. He's the one that made the video Astronauts Gone Wild, that's when Buzz Aldrin punched him in the face because he said that no one ever went to the moon. Bart Sabril said that. So he has his videos up on Odyssey now. Oh. It is an alternative platform that does allow you to say anything you want. But now, oh, there's another guy too. That guy that was exposing all the fraud in the government. I forgot his name. I forgot his name. But he has stuff on. Yeah, there's really three channels that I watch. The Veritas, Project Veritas, he has his videos up on Odyssey. I heard that guy got into a lot of trouble with the FBI last week. I don't know if he got into a lot of trouble or he's become part of the system. I doubt it, but being that they haven't shut him down, butt cheeks can get you in trouble on YouTube. I don't know. Butt cheeks. Well, 10 years ago, that would have all been good to go, yeah? Butt cheeks. Jack. What does keep punching down? What, the down button? you guys want to watch a good documentary, really good documentary on from scientists about the vaccination, is a great great documentary on the benefits of getting vaccinated. It's on the channel Bart Sabrell. It's about the benefits of being vaccinated, and it's just under an hour long. Probably the best. It has a scientist, doctor, a virologist, one of the best in the world, and he talks about the benefits of being vaccinated. He does. For a solid hour. It gives you the science behind it and how it helps change things around. If you listen to it, you'll hear everything there is to know about the benefits of being vaccinated. Every aspect. And why. And how. I watched it. Andrew watched it. I gave him the link. We both enjoyed it. This is the real science. This is not this pseudo kooky nut job science. This is the real science of the benefits of being vaccinated. It's on the Bart Sabrell channel on Odyssey. But you can go to Bart Sabrell's channel on YouTube and look for the doctor that explains the benefits of being vaccinated, and then you'll click the link and it'll bring you right over to that Odyssey page. Amazing, amazing. It's amazing the stuff you could learn. All right, so I've been eating non-carnivore stuff for a while now. So now I'm gonna take this shrimp and the legs, and this is gonna go in head first, and it's gonna cleanse the walls of my stomach and my big and small intestines. Gotta eat it head first though, otherwise it'll jam you up. When I eat the shrimp with the head and the legs, I feel a little bit like Daryl Hannah in that movie where she was a mermaid and she ate the lobster with the shell on it. I feel a little bit like her. Jack, I'm not going to yell at you, man. I saved that for our private conversations. You know that. Shrimp. LOL. Thanks, LaRue. What else did I do this week? Like eating, biting, smelt heads off. Smelt. Those are lake fish smelts. They're pretty good. I remember when I lived up in Traverse City, Michigan, we used to go smelt fishing. I'm pretty sure smelt and grunts and smelt, and they had a machine. It kind of looked like a washing machine, and you put the fish in the machine all whole. The fish were about that long, and you put the fish in the machine and you turned the drum, and the drum took the scales off the fish. I forgot. I think they were grunts. I think they called those grunts. And I think there might have been smelt too. Smelt are the small ones. I forgot which ones they were. Flying Circus would know. And how would I know that Flying Circus knows about those fish? Because Flying Circus and I have been friends for years. That's how I know. I'm gonna go get a glass. Ein guten Tag. I want to get a cucumber juice before they shut this down. You know, there was something else I wanted to tell you about. Last week, I didn't lie to you. Last week, I went on Shopee and I bought 7 pairs of Morel sneakers. Grunion, that was the name of the fish. The grunion. I knew there was something. The grunion. And they were delicious. Fried, they were unbelievable. But when the guy said he's going to put them in the machine This is back in 1988. It was actually May of 1988 when I pulled into Port Austin with my barge on the way back from Traverse City to New York. I spent 3 weeks in Port Austin. And he goes, we'll put these in the machine and take the scales off of them. And I'm going, yeah, okay. I didn't believe him. And he put them in there and the machine rotated. The damn things came out of the machine with no scales on them. It's like magic. Grunion. LaRue and Jack Thompson. Boy, I tell you what, LaRue. If Jack wasn't married, you and him get along so well, you would probably make a perfect couple. Wait a minute. I don't know that Jack is married. I never asked him. I've known Jack for years. I never asked him any personal questions. I don't ask people personal questions. Or it's just not important to me. Oh, that lumpia was delicious. Suckerfish smell. I don't know, that was the grunion, I'm pretty sure. Bait? No, we ate them fried. The yuppers. I don't know. I remember having a great time in Port Austin, Michigan. Bruce, who owned the marina in Port Austin, he took me to the sugar factory. And he said, I remember him saying, do you eat sugar? I said, of course. He said, after I take you to show you how they make sugar, probably will never eat sugar again. There's a big sugar factory near Port Austin, Michigan. So I didn't understand why he said what he said, but either way, I had become good friends with Bruce because he lent me like a 19-foot tri-hull to bring the parts that I had to remachine that were broken in my stern drive unit. I would lower the parts down into an 18-foot tri-hull with a small motor on it, 70, 80 horse motor. You got to remember, these parts weigh 200, 300, 400 pounds. And then I'd bring it to the dock of his marina, and then he had a tow truck. He had a tow truck business in Port Austin. And I would pick the part up with the tow truck hook, and I'd just hang it on the hook, and I'd bring it to the machine shop, who let me use all the machines for free for the whole time I was there. Me and my dad, we were allowed to use any machine in the shop. All we had to do was check out on the machine for safety, and then we would either remachine it. If it was broke, we'd weld it and make a part for the part that was broke. We would take all the little pieces and put them together, and then we would figure out what it's supposed to look like, and then we'd make a new part with an overhead milling machine or a shaper, lathes, any machines that were in the... It was a full-on machine shop. They made gun parts for the government. And then we'd hang it on the hook. I'd bring it to the machine shop. We'd put it on the bench, put it back together as best we could, and make a new part. And between the pieces that we had, and I also bought a set of blueprints from a guy in Canada. I bought the whole schematic for the stern drive unit. Anyway, Bruce, he takes me to a field, huge. I don't know how big it was. It was big, acres and acres of concrete pavement. Concrete, like just concrete. As far as you could see in every direction, it was just concrete. And on the concrete were piles of sugar beets rotting. Just rotting sugar beets. Just thousands and thousands and thousands of tons of sugar beets. I thought that was the garbage. I thought that was the garbage. That was the bank pile for the sugar. That was where they got the sugar beets from to make the sugar. And then huge D8, D7, D8, D6 cats with 2.5, 3, 4 yard loader buckets. Big buckets. You could stand inside the bucket. Would come and scoop it up. And they'd bring it over to it was an outside hopper, about 8 feet high. It had a conveyor belt in it. And these, you're talking about 5 cubic yards of sugar beets with all rotten black. There were probably birds mixed in with this and rats and all kinds of stuff. I mean, it was just a field, acres of rotten sugar beets. That's why he said you'll never eat sugar again. And they would just scoop it up indiscriminately. Whatever was in the sugar beets didn't matter. I mean, if something died in it, a bird or a mouse or something like that, they just scraped it up with this big D8 bucket and they put it in there and they dumped it into the hopper and it would go into the factory and it would go into the masher. And he had, I don't know, this is where these people grew up. So he had access to the plant with me, walk around anywhere we wanted to walk around. And we walked, he took me through the whole process. It gets crushed and then they bleach it. I forgot the exact process, but they grind it up and they bleach it and then it goes through the machine. Eventually it looks like sugar and the sugar, when you heat up sugar, it turns into like a fluid, and then that fluid gets brittle, and then that fluid becomes like sandpaper, and it destroys the machines. And I remember him explaining to me that the sugar beet crop would be harvested whenever, and then those machines would work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, until the sugar beets were processed. And then they would take the machines apart and fix everything. So for 2 or 3 months, the machines would work 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. And then when they were done, they would rebuild the machines. And I'm going, but what about the stuff that dies? Birds land on the sugar, in the sugar beets. And he goes, did you ever see a bird in your bag of sugar? I said, no. He goes, well, there you go. Okay. I don't know if I don't remember not eating sugar after that, but I remember that is one disgusting product when you watch them make it. Unbelievable. The Upper Peninsula. The Kool-Aid powder and the white and Twinkies came from, I guess. Yeah, that was an amazing process. So anyway, Bruce took me to see the sugar processing plant, This guy took me into the forest. I mean, I don't know how far we went in. He had a Jeep. He was one of the more wealthy. He owned a marina in town, and he owned a tow truck service. He had boat rentals. And he said to me, "Did you ever see an eagle?" I said, "I don't think so." And he took me into an area, forest. It wasn't a jungle, it was a forest. And we hiked for a while, and sure enough, there was an eagle. And he knew where the perch was, where the eagle was, and he had brought binoculars. So that's all I could see the eagle. We saw the eagle fly into its nest. The nest was pretty big, and then we looked at it with binoculars. I never saw an eagle before. Dude, from New York, dude. We don't have eagles in New York City. Well, actually they do. They actually do. But you wouldn't see them. They nest on top of huge buildings. And I never saw one of those, only on documentaries. I think I'm gonna have a little salad now. Oh, if you're wondering where Scott Del Fuego is, whatever Google has done to the internet over the last 5 days, worldwide, my internet goes on, it goes off, it goes on, it goes off, it goes on, it goes off. It happened this morning here. The internet was going on and off also. I made a private video before I started this one. Scott sent me a mail last night that Comcast, which is a big internet provider in America, has been down in his area. And it's just down. There isn't any internet. Or it's not working properly. So Scott should be back tomorrow. Plus he put a lot of miles on his hog. 6 weeks on the road. That's a lot of miles. So he should be back to say hello. Whatever's left on these 2 plates is my last. Not gonna have any more after this. I know when it's time to stop. Hey, Passport, welcome to the machine. Thanks for stopping by. LaRue is joking. LaRue Segrest is joking. While hunting at relatives' land, I've encountered white-tailed wolves. I don't think I ever saw a wolf in the wild. I don't remember. Probably saw them at the zoo. Moose I've seen in Michigan. In Michigan, I'll tell you a story. It's a true story. All my stories are true. You know, You'll never catch me lying about stuff that I talk about on YouTube. In Michigan, when I bought my property, I had a 1976 van that I used to travel back and forth to Michigan with in 1988, 90, 91. That's the van I took across country. And it was registered in Michigan to my property in Michigan. And insured there. The insurance was like, I don't know, it was cheap. I don't remember what it was, $175 for the year, something like that. And I remember I had a post office box up there. That they just used to store my mail in. I went back and forth every couple of months. The insurance company would give you a discount on your car or van or truck insurance if you put a moose fender on your front bumper. Because apparently moose is responsible for X amount of deaths per year, because what would happen is somebody would be going 75, 80 miles an hour at night and hit a moose. And for some reason the moose would get hit and it would go through the windshield of the car and kill anybody in the front seat. It was just the way it was. I don't know exactly why, but if you put a moose fender, and I remember people dying of hitting a moose. I mean, moose weigh 1,200 pounds. If you're going 80 miles an hour and you hit a moose, I mean, it's gonna, you know, it crushes your car. But with the moose fender, it doesn't go through the window, the windshield. I didn't live there, so I didn't go for the discount, the gusto. But I thought that was funny. A moose guard. I think that's what they called it too, a moose guard. It was a big metal thing that went up way higher than the front of the car. Well, it attached to the front bumper. It attached to the chassis. I guess if you lived up there, you could get a designer moose guard. That was fun. Living in Michigan that was a lot of fun. I did that once. I bought property. I built a little cabin on my property. I was walking outside my property. I remember buying the property early on in the spring. I bought the barge in 1988, May 10th. I went back there a couple of times. By 1989, I had been back and forth to Michigan multiple times because it was such a cool place to hang out. And I bought 6 acres of land backed up against state land, which went back 55,000 square acres. So, and on my property was the power line that went through the state land. So my property had a road up to where I lived, a dirt road. And I remember the guy who was the surveyor for the township of Traverse City. I met this guy in a bar. I really feel bad I forgot his name. I might remember it before I'm done. Anyway, I was in a bar drinking. The bar was called You and I, the You and I bar in Traverse City, Michigan. What was that guy's name? So I'm sitting there talking, and Traverse City, Michigan. Everybody knows if you're from Traverse City or not. And I had a Brooklyn DA haircut with a New York accent, and I wore, at the time I wore gold chains and stuff like that. No, never wore a ring, pinky ring or anything like that, but I had a couple of nice chains. And he goes, "What are you doing up here?" So I told him that I bought Bodge Dragon. "Oh, wow, you bought Bodge Dragon." Well, everybody knew somebody bought Bodge Dragon. They didn't know who. I was, "Yeah, I bought Bodge Dragon," and I brought it back. I'm remembering his name slowly. So right away, he's my friend now. I'm the owner of Bodge Dragon. Because everybody in Traverse, Bodge Dragon was at the coal dock since 1945. So every kid, man, woman, and child in Traverse City and all the surrounding counties played on the coal dock, because that was the only dock in Traverse City, and they played on Bodge Dragon. It's a very famous barge, Bodge Dragon. And he goes to me, "So what are you going to do? You know, what are you doing here now?" I said, "Well, I'm looking for some property." He goes, "Did you find any?" I said, "Yeah." And he asked me where. I didn't know what he did. I had no idea what his job was. And I told him it's right between Traverse City and Holiday Hills, in that general area. He goes, there's nothing up there." I said, "I know. I just want to build a cabin, and it's what I want. Nothing. I'll buy a snowmobile." "Oh, you don't want to spend the winter in Traverse City." I said, "Well, you know, how bad could it be? You know?" Oh, he told me it gets pretty cold up here. I said, "Well, whatever." So he asked me where the property was, and I told him. He goes, "I mean, there's nothing there, man." He goes, "There's a dirt road." And I said, "Yeah, the property's right on the dirt road, and on the track of the power lines." And he said, "Oh, you don't want to live underneath power lines. They have flux fields." I'm going, "Yeah," but because at that time, everybody believed that the energy from the wire scattered your brain cells, you know, was not good for your brain. I'm going, "Yeah, my property is directly underneath." In fact, when I bought the property, it had a 100-year renewable lease to the power company that they could keep that property forever, in perpetuity, or forever. So, and he goes, and I says, "I don't care about the power lines. I live in New York City." And I says, "And besides that, the power line company, in the contract, they have to maintain no higher than like 18 inches of grass, no trees, for 50 feet outside the base of the power line." The power lines were huge. These things were 150 feet tall with bases that were 100 feet wide. So they had to maintain 50 feet outside the baseline of the power line. They had to cut all the trees, and they had to keep the grass down to 18 inches. And I said, besides that, they have to maintain a track for all the way through the state land, which goes back like 30 miles. the power lines went back 30 miles before they made a turn, straight back. And I says, that means that if I have a snowmobile, I can go for 50 miles without running into a tree. And he was like laughing at me. I was named LaRue. Stacy LaRousse. Stacy LaRousse was his name, something like that. Stacy LaRousse. It was his wife's name, Stacy. And he goes, I never thought about that. So he goes, well, what are you going to do? I said, I want to build a little house on there, just something, for the winter. He goes, stop by my office in the morning. We talked for a long time. And he goes, and I'll help you lay that out. So I said, well, what do you mean? He goes, right now I'm just drinking with a guy in the bar. He goes, I am the surveyor for Traverse City, but I'm also in charge of the building department. So he says to me, well, lay it out now. So he asked the owner of the bar for an empty pizza box, a regular pizza box. And he told me to draw what I want to build on the box. So they had a pen or pencil, whatever I was using, and I drew it out on the box, the size, the height, the framework, how I was going to put the frame, joists 16 on center, rafters 16 on center. I drew it all out as a typical drawing for like a 22-foot by 22-foot box with a roof and a fireplace in it. And he signed it. He goes, well, you don't have to come by the office for the plans. It's done now. That's what he used to submit my plans for my house. He used a pizza box with a drawing on it, and then he took the box with him, photocopied it on his equipment at his office, and he gave me back the pizza box for the plan for my house. I laid it all out, the lumber order and everything like that. Tracy LaRue. Tracy LaRue. The town surveyor for Traverse City back in 1989, 88, and Tracy LaRue, that was his name, Tracy LaRue, and also in charge of the building department. And then him and I became really good friends. And oh God, we spent a lot of time together. His wife was an avid hunter and shooter. She was a marksman too, man. This woman, I gotta tell you, the women in Traverse City, Michigan, the women in Michigan in general were just amazing. She was a marksman. She carried a huge caliber weapon in her pocketbook. Living in Michigan was cool. I'm glad I got to do that. Amigo. Hollyhock, what time is it?
1:16
1:16?
p.m.
1:16. Salamat. And then, not only did she carry a large caliber pistol, but they had children. And he said to me, you want to go? We're going to go out for like a family picnic, which was really a day that the family spent together to go shooting out in the forest, because you don't need a permit to shoot in the forest. So I said, yeah, okay. his children, the small children, used BB guns at .22 caliber, and the wife used any gun she wanted, all legal. And there was everything you could imagine in the back of his car. It was an amazing place, Michigan. Back in the 80s. So, Tracy LaRue. Him and I remained friends for many years. And one year I went back. I sold that property in 1998. I had it for 10 years. But I still went back to Michigan. And one year I went back and him and his wife had gotten divorced. And I said hello to his wife. But it was just a hello and goodbye. Yeah, that was the end of an era. Tracy LaRue. What a cool guy. Everybody you met in Michigan was a cool guy. Honest, hardworking, smart, mechanical, and shake your hand. Whatever they shook your hand on, that's what happened. There was no dishonesty at all. Everybody I met was an honorable person. Never had an argument with anybody up there. Well, none that I remember. One guy got mad at me though. My buddy he gave me a Mercedes-Benz, an antique. It was a collectible. And pulling onto his property, there was a dip in the road. And he told me, you gotta be careful with this dip in the road, the car will bottom out. And I don't know. I don't remember how it happened. I remember it happened. I hit the dip in the road a little bit too fast, and I broke the nut on the oil pan. I broke it. Oh, was he pissed off about that? All I did was break the nut and drive 100 feet to the garage, but there was oil under the car in the morning, and he saw that. You broke my car. I go, whoa, wait. It's your road, and you have a dip in the road. I told you to go slow. I says, don't worry about it. I'll take the oil pan off, and I'll bring it to town, and I'll have it welded. And I did. And I fixed it, and he was okay. But he never let me use that car again. Gave me his truck. Guy would let me fly his airplane, but he wouldn't let me use his Mercedes-Benz antique car. Sure, you want to take the air? Go ahead. Take the pterodactyl. No problem? No. Just put gas in it. Thank you. I broke his oil pan. Was he pissed off about that? Thank you, Passport. Passport has some great videos. Yeah. That's what it was. They're very high off the ground. That's exactly what it was, Sabang. They're huge. They're 1,200-pound animals. They're not like deer at all. You think a moose has antlers and a deer has antlers? They're two different animals. And actually, while I was up there, somebody died from a moose accident.
Now what are you everything, sir?
I remember that. I actually remember. I think someone did die while I was there. Good for the moose vendor business, that's for sure. Free publicity. Get your moose vendors here. Get your moose vendors. Moose vendors over here. Get your moose vendors over here. Discounted moose bumpers. Fucking moose bumper. That was fun. You want to get a moose? Get a discount. That's what his name was, Tracy LaRue. I'd bet money on it. And even though him and I went shooting with his wife, well, they invited me out. I gotta tell you, there's stuff about people in Michigan. You walk into a normal ranch house. Some people are very wealthy there because their families were, lumber barons. I had another friend of mine who had a gorgeous house. I forgot his name. I have a lot of video, pictures of me stuccoing his house. I forgot Jamie, his name was. I won't tell you what he did. If I described him and what he did, anybody would know who it was, so I won't tell you. Anyway. Jamie was an avid hunter as well. He took me, I had known him many years, and he took me to meet people in the Michigan militia. He didn't say, let's go meet the Michigan militia. But he took me over to somebody's house. By this time, they knew I was a regular guy. They trusted me. I had land there. I had interests there. I had many friends there. Let me tell you about the Michigan militia. In hand-to-hand ground combat, the Michigan militia could beat all of America's armed forces combined. Just the Michigan militia. They could beat all Army, Air Force, Navy, Marines, all of the American armed forces combined in hand-to-hand or ground combat wouldn't stand a chance against the Michigan militia. Not back at that time. I don't know about now. These people are prepared. They were prepared. And they call them mountain men. Every one of them knew everything there was to know about living in the mountains. They had caches of supplies that would boggle your mind. I don't know how that works now in today's world, but also I got along well with them because we're all men, you know. But they made it clear that you're not to screw anybody up, you know. You're not to rob anybody or set anybody up to be robbed. Because I was from New York, they don't know, and I was Italian. They made it clear that that kind of stuff would not fly in Michigan, which I never did. But they didn't know that. But they just made it clear, we like you, but don't pull any of that New York shenanigans stuff up here. It won't be tolerated. I never did, and I never had a problem. I'm done. Mark the time. 1:30, done. An early eating day. And my second bottle of distilled water. Mark your calendars. He stopped eating at 1:30. Is he sick? Oh, man. He must not be feeling well. He stopped a half hour early. I feel fine. Thank God I stopped, because the next thing would have been that fish head soup. Oh boy, I was looking forward to some good fish head soup. The only thing better than fish head soup is chicken head soup, according to Flying Circus. God, I gotta take a little walk. I don't want to leave the camera here. I'll take it. Oh. Jema. Hello, Jema. Mayan hapon. Guapa. Guapa ka. If you're still here, passport. Wow, the camera's been muted for a few minutes. Sorry about that. If you're still here, passport, let me know. The neighbor God. The passport. Pooper Scooper defense classes. Mein Happer. Did you guys see? Did you guys see Flying Circus? The Moose Guard and the Pooper Scooper defense classes. It all reminds me of Flying Circus put up a video this week. The money shot. That has to be one of the funniest things on YouTube. If you haven't seen Flying Circus's video, the money shot, you should. That's true, passport. When I grew up in Howard Beach, the woman next door to where I lived, Lillian, she didn't get along with anybody. If you weren't like the neighborhood, what we call the crepe hanger, always talking about something. Like, you wouldn't see Lillian for 2 or 3 weeks at a time. And someone would die, and all of a sudden she'd be visiting every house on the block to announce the person's death. We call that the crepe hanger. And nobody got along with her at all. Everybody loved her husband, her daughter, her sons. Nobody liked her. Okay, just look at my, like this much. Yeah. Thank you, Jama. You're gonna give us just a quick. You know what everybody calls you now? They call you Flash. Flash. Jama Flash. Humping. See you next week, honey. Bye-bye. Massive. On my property in Traverse City, Michigan, where I lived in that location, was a couple of miles away from Lake Michigan. And the elevation, I remember the elevation because it was my birthday. I lived on a property 925 feet above sea level. I don't think it was above lake level. The elevation was 925 feet. That was on my deed. And on my property, the average snowfall, and in the general area, was 119 inches per year. 119 inches per year is 11 feet of snow. without the drifts. Just 11 feet of pure fallen snow. Big Al did get kicked to the curb. There's no doubt about that. He did destroy that relationship that that Big Al had with the neighbors. There's no doubt. The neighbors used to call him Uncle Al. Now, not so much. Inappropriate behavior with a child. That's what they say. That's what they say. Love songs from the closet. The pastries in Michigan, oh God, I was a fudgy. I was known as a fudgy. A fudgy in Michigan, in Traverse City, Michigan, right across from the Kent, K-E-N-T, the Kent Bank, was the Fudge Factory. I'm pretty sure that was what it was called, the Fudge Factory. And a fudgy is a tourist that buys brownies, chocolates, white chocolate, strawberry chocolate, chocolate, brownie cookies, anything made out of huge amounts of sugar. And that stuff, oh God, that was, you got to remember, when you're up in Michigan, in the UP, up in all those places like that, Wisconsin, many of the northern states, the milk is fresh farm milk and dairy cream. Come on, don't get no better than that. I was an avid eater of pastries and fudges and stuff like that. In fact, I ate it endlessly. You're hungry. Yeah, I'm just eating, I'm pretty much down to one meal a day, Passport. Dennis Adam, welcome to the machine. Thanks for stopping by, Dennis. I don't know, Dennis, did you get the, I really couldn't find the exact model of the Kubota tractor that you bought your family there in the Philippines, but I wanted to just pass that link on to you of the service manual for the Kubota tractor, because there's a lot of, look, Dennis, I don't have to tell you, you already know, but there's a lot of service that goes into a tractor like that. For my backhoe, I greased it every day. I used it for 8 hours. I greased it every day. So you grease it every day. That's normal. But you gotta, that's a new machine. They could probably get away with not greasing it every day, but I sent you the link for the Kubota service manual. Although the one I sent you had a loader bucket on it, but a lot of there was 12 points of lubrication for the loader bucket, 6 on each side of the motor. That same mechanism, that the boom that booms up the loader bucket, probably booms up and down the grinder, you know, the part of the machine that was being dragged behind the ground to break it up or to break up the roots and stuff like that. That machine, the point being, Dennis Adam, that machine needs to be serviced every day. That's an expensive, time-consuming thing to service a machine, but it's a lot easier to service a machine. Just check everything every day. And the lubrication points, they don't, you know what they should do from the factory is they should make a giant yellow splotch, like a 3-inch splotch of paint around every lubrication point. But they don't, because they want to sell you parts. They want to sell you bearings. They want to sell you parts. So they don't do that. But I sent you the service manual so you could look up that page, and then there were other options for other service manuals. I have the voice now. Flying Circus got a premiere tomorrow. Yeah, passport. What I was saying is, did you look at Flying Circus's video with the money shot? The money shot in the video? That's hilarious. I damn near fell off my chair, my box. Okay, LaRue. Thank you, my friend. Thanks for stopping by, honey. See you later. Pay bills. You're gonna go pay bills away from the house. Thanks for stopping by, LaRue. Bye-bye. Have a great afternoon. Oh, pasties. I thought you meant pastries. No, I don't remember that. A pastry shell. I don't remember. We're talking about 1991 was the last time I was there. And that was a long time ago. Very funny. The money shot. All right, guys, I gotta get out of here. I got a dentist appointment in about 20 minutes, and it takes me that long to get there. Amigo. Bye-bye. I have to go walk my dog because my dog is still alive. I got a special show coming up this week, so I'm gonna say goodbye. I'm gonna walk outside and hold on a minute. Something. Ray Vincent.
Yes.
Gamay. Raven. Yeah, you're gonna pick that up with one hand? Yeah? This guy is so strong. He had a platter. Everything was this high about 2 weeks ago. He picks it up with one hand. He was straining on that one though. Humping. Brad.
Honey.
Oh, my girl. There's my girl. Jama. Flash. We're going to call her Flash from now on.
Whoa, wow.
Yeah, she's very fast. The money right into the back pocket. You don't even see it. It's like a flash. Amping. Bye-bye, Brad. See you later. Amping. See you next week. Okay, so I'll show you the entrance to the Prawn Farm. And there it is. Bye-bye passport, bye-bye flying circus. I gotta go walk my dog now because my dog is still alive. That was a good one. Alrighty. Next, dental work. So I'll say goodbye now because I can only walk up to another 50 feet up to that escalator. And as soon as you get to that escalator, it shuts off. Thanks, everybody. LaRue, Jack, Dennis, Passport, Flying Circus, EJ. Oh, amigo. Salamat. I forgot. Thank you very much. All right, bye-bye. Wait. Come here. What is your name?
Lloyd.
What?
Lloyd.
What?
Lloyd.
Red?
Lloyd.
Thank you, Lloyd. Salamat. Amping, honey. Bye-bye, honey. I forgot my mask. Lloyd. Okay, so I gotta go. Takes me 17 minutes to get to where I'm going, and that's about what I have. And the dentist is always 5 minutes late anyway. So we'll say goodbye. Goodbye to the Prawn Farm and Amping from Michael FAZIO in the Philippines, baby. Amping Permi, which means take care always in Visaya. Bye-bye for now. See you next week.